Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggett here representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys another movie review. This movie, I almost had the opportunity of being able to check it out in San Diego Comic-Con. We have a lot of coverage coming from that, coming up very soon, so definitely pay attention. I may show you guys some brief things that I was able to capture at the end of this video. I'll talk about that later, but I'm talking about the new movie coming to Hulu August the 5th, and I'm talking about Prey. This was directed by Dane Trachtenberg. He directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, and he also has directed credits on The Boys and Black Mirror. And the baseline of this is kind of an origin, technically, of one of the first encounters of the Predators on Earth. Now, the last Predators movie that I really remember, honestly, was the Predators movies, which I thought was really interesting, with Adrian Brody and a slew of other actors like, Lawrence Fishburne. The last one that kind of came out was, it was okay, but that one, I was kind of like, the thrill of the hunt, understanding the capability of these creatures is what was enticing, and then having equally measured opponents going up against. Of course, we know the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger, but this was very different because initially, what caught my eye with this is I immediately said, Prey. Like, Prey, you talking about the 2006, film with the aliens and Native American boy and his grandfather and his girlfriend get abducted and all this kind of stuff. But then it was like, no, it's his Predators. And so I was like, okay, so what's going on? So then I realized this takes place in 1719, 300 years later, earlier. And it's one of the first encounters of Predators. And now, so this was... The lead of this is Amber Midthunder. She plays the role of Naru. Naru is a warrior. I don't know where to kind of put it. She is trying to make her mark on the tribe. She's trying to prove not only her usefulness as a medic or as a woman, but no, like, she can be a warrior even more so than anybody else around her. Now, her brother, played by Dakota Beavers, plays the role of Taby. Taby is the pseudo alpha, but he always is trying to look out for his sister. And at the same time, he also knows his sister's capabilities. So how do you make a film like this and make it believable going up against a predator? They do it. They pull it off in spades. This movie is not only very fun, it is entertaining, and it is very well shot, and the choreography and the fight scenes and the delivery of the gore. It's not just like, okay, the Predator is milly-whopping everybody. No, like, they actually set up some good build. They set up some good tension. They allow, things to show progressively the capability of the Predator, but also the environment around them. Like, this is a very harsh environment, and this Comanche tribe specifically are hunters. They are warriors, so it's not like they're pushovers. And so there's always different things tipping the scales at all times. And I love that about this film. Like, it wasn't just like, okay, these Comanches are just going to find, a resourceful way. Like, no, like, you do what you got to do to survive. And that's the interesting thing, is that the Predator is put in that same situation as well. The Predator for this one is played by Dane, DiLiegro, and he kills it, man. I don't know if he's doing all his own stunts, but dude, like, they made that Predator menacing. Like, it was diabolical. I loved it. I really did enjoy this film. The score is actually really well done. I think just the directing of it, because the thing about it, you have to want to get behind Naru. Like, it can't just be that she's just naturally gifted. Like, no, there has to be a progression. And you really do see her progressively turn into something more that's needed and required for this certain specific situation. And she's also seeing a lot of loss, a lot of death, and a lot of craziness around her. And it's interesting because the world around her, it's not as, forgiving either. Like, not just because of the Predator, like, there's consequences around every action that she makes, whether she's encountering somebody that she's never met before, whether she's encountering like a wild animal. Like there's a bear sequence that legit was kind of scary. And I was like, this is awesome. I love that. So when you have good directing, like you got all the pieces that make for a good Predator film. This easily, to me, it's a 9 out of 10. Like I really enjoyed it. And I think that you will too. I think it was at times emotional, but elemental. Like it wasn't like anybody was overacting. Like I think it was really natural. The other thing about this that I was going to say is that it could have been a little bit more nuanced. They could have took the apocalypto route and just having it be a different language and using just the regular plain English. I thought it was going to be off-putting, but they find ways around that, which is very fascinating. So I think that you're really going to enjoy it, and definitely go and check it out on Hulu on August the 5th. If it's available in theaters, I want to see it in theaters. You should want to see it in theaters because it is freaking awesome. I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure you go and check out all of our content for San Diego Comic-Con and more. All right, guys. Peace.
Filing out the top of the
I can see the skyline, 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't nothing on my mind. Oh Lord.